What's going on, everybody? I'm back. I couldn't help myself, and I wanted to get this video out there while it's a hot topic. I'm gonna wait till everybody gets into the live stream to show you the picture if you haven't seen it. But the Hollywood Reporter, which is I guess, well-known magazine among whatever they do, I guess, report on television and gossip and whatnot. They have possibly the weirdest, most obscure, most mind-boggling, mind-baffling. I gotta wait till everyone gets in, but I'm gonna show you this picture if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna hold it up to the screen and we can take a good look. It's the most bizarre. I don't even know what planet I'm living on anymore. It's the triumph of the beta male. So this is the big story that they want to put out. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do, but these are the same people that keep wondering why Trump won. They keep wondering why nobody wants to vote for them. They keep wondering why the Oscars are the ratings are lower. I mean, is it really a surprise when you give us two options and one of them looks like this? The triumph of the beta male. I mean, they have their hands in each other's pockets. Look at the one guy's face. He's so proud. Look at it. The one guy's like confused. The one guy looks like Mark Zuckerberg on opiates. It's just the craziest thing I've ever seen. The triumph of the beta male. I mean, they have their hand. You got to think every one of them. They're like, okay, so we're going to stand you here. You're all going to put your hand in each other's pockets. And then we're going to write triumph of the beta male. Are you cool with that? And they all had to be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Is there really anything left to say that's not already been said in this picture? I'm at a loss for words. Look how proud the one guy is. I mean, this is some really weird stuff, man. What can you really say that's not already been said? They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. I got about 10,000 words for that. And here's what people need to understand about me. I don't care if you're a beta male. Honestly, I think it's been long overdue for the masculine American man to relax a little bit. You know, I think the whole oh, I'm the best and I'm so stubborn and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to listen to anybody. It's annoying. So it's like, I get why we would want a revolution of the man. The man has been too stubborn. You know, we could use some other traits. I'm not against beta males. I'm not against cuckoldry. And if you don't know, this is weird that we're even talking about this. We usually get more complex issues. But cuckoldry is when your wife or your girlfriend, you decide, hey, I'm going to let another guy sleep with my wife or sleep with my girlfriend, and I'm just going to watch and, just kind of do my thing, and they're going to look at me, and I have no problem with that. Personally, I'm not your spiritual or sexual guide. Thank God. I'm definitely not qualified for that, but I don't care what you do. I think it's interesting. Do whatever you want. In my opinion, do it. I'm not making fun of these sort of things. People have all sort of fantasies, and people are wild, and that's fine with me. It's do what you want to do. That's not where I'm getting at. I'm not somebody who shames somebody sexually. I think it's great. Do what you want to do. All I'm saying is, this is why Trump won. That's why Trump won. That's why Trump won. That's all I'm saying. When you give us options and you start shaming, we can't ever just do anything balanced. Okay, the masculine man is too masculine, so we're gonna make the masculine man more wise. They can't just do that. They had to go full circle where they're if you're a real man who likes to make love to your girlfriend and your wife, and if you're not a beta male who touches other guys' pockets and cucks over at the award shows and it's I'm so sorry for being a man. Everything's my fault. I'm sorry, Academy Awards. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I wish my name was Janine Kimmel because it's so bad that I'm a man and I don't even deserve to be standing here. It's what? I'm not mad at you for being a beta male. I don't care. Now, we can't have all alpha males. I'm just confused. Why is that like the status quo? And if you're like, hey, I'm like a guy who's like, I play sports and, you know, I make love to girls, and they're like, ew. They're like, what are you, a sexist, racist, xenophobe bigot because you're a man and you play sports and you do what men do? It's like, what? This all happens so fast. I'm totally cool with like not being so stubborn and mean to people. You can see I'm not that mean. That part I get. I get the beta male of like, let's not be mean to everybody. That in that way, I'm a beta in a sense of like I am nicer to people. I'm not like a mean masculine guy. I'm not stubborn. I don't have to be. I like to listen to people. I hate bullies. Like I get that beta mentality. I just don't understand why CNN and Hollywood Reporter and like Jimmy Kimmel's like, oh, I'm so sorry to be a man. Like I'm gonna chop off my genitalia and I'm gonna sell it and I'm gonna give the proceeds to every woman's foundation in the world and Planned Parenthood. It's like, what? I'm not voting for those type of people ever. I'm not watching these television shows when you're like apologizing for being your gender. Same thing with race. It's like you can't be yourself anymore. Like it's not okay to be white. It's not okay to be black if you don't like subscribe to this victim mentality and they yell at you if you're Indian or Chinese. There's a Vice article. They say, are Chinese people to blame for white supremacy? It's like, leave the Chinese alone. What did they do? They came here. You know, they worked hard, they studied, and now you're blaming them for white supremacy? They escaped a communist regime to come to the United States, and you're blaming them for what white people are doing. I don't understand it. I can't fathom it. I don't know if I want to understand it. But at what point do you look in the mirror and be like, okay, we're a meme of ourselves. We're a parody of ourselves. When I read like the CNN and the New York Times and Washington Post, it's like I'm reading a joke. I feel like I'm living in South Park where I'm like, they're not even hiding it anymore. They're like, just put your head, like their faces. I don't even. And these are the anti-Trump, these are the anti-Trump activists. You can go to those guys. Can I say he's Indian? Is that like rude to say? I mean, there's 3 white guys and an Indian guy on the cover. That's just what it is. I mean, I'm not making this up and I'm not judging. I know for a fact he's Indian. I know about him. He's on Twitter screaming about Trump, screaming about how Trump's racist, screaming about how Trump's xenophobic, and then they wonder why they're not winning elections. This is why Trump won. Right here. Ready? Everybody gets mad at me. They say, Anomaly, why do you tell the truth? Why don't you lie? This is why Trump won. I'm sorry. It's because you don't give anybody options. It's like these people or Trump, or people who start regime change wars in Syria and Libya, and they go in and kill an African leader and let slave trade and organ harvesting go in, but they're nice on TV. Them or Donald Trump? I'll take Donald Trump for 500, Alex, because people don't want people who kill other African leaders and lie about it on television. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to read off YouTube or Google, whatever, Google. And this is Google. I just made a video about how the algorithm is rigged, but they're probably going to change this in a month or two because it's not so kind. I just searched beta male. Ready? What is a beta male? This is the top search in Google. It's so prioritized that it's right at the top in a special square. So you ready? Beta males usually lack an alpha mentor like a father figure or a good role model. The masculine father figure was replaced by a woman that raised her boy into a beta male. This caused boys growing into men to believe that a woman's definition of a man is right, and any other idea of a man is to be wrong. I mean, that's from tobealpha.com. I was raised primarily by a woman. My mother raised me, mostly. I saw my dad too, and he did a good job, but I was primarily raised by a woman. Thank you, Mom, I guess, for not telling me to be a beta male. I'm reading, this is off Wikipedia. Straight off Wiki. Beta male, or simply beta, is a term for men perceived as weak and emasculated. The term has been frequently used in the manosphere. The manosphere! What are they talking? What is a manosphere? Is that a real word? If it is, I apologize. Beta frequently applies to men who are associated with feminism or men who are not assertive, particularly with women. This is right off Wikipedia. Beta male or simply beta is a term for men perceived as weak or emasculated, men who are not assertive, particularly with women. Does that sound like a trait? I'm just being honest. If you are that, that's not a big deal. But does that sound like a trait that we should be pushing to the youth, that we should be glorifying? And if you want to glorify it, that's cool. But the modern day social justice warrior is why Trump won. It's not just that you're glorifying it. I'm the nicest person ever. I won't say the nicest person ever, but I like to have fun. I like to, joke. That's why we're having a good time now. But I understand people are sensitive. I'm one of the most considerate people I know. I consider everybody's feelings. I don't be mean to people. But why does the media and why do politicians think it's a good idea to put weakness on a pedestal? They say, congratulations, you're weak. Like, don't do anything. Just, be proud that you're doing nothing. And weakness is great. And guys who do you think, no offense, but never mind. I don't even want to get into that. Why do they think it's okay to take a poo on being strong and being assertive and being, confident? Like, all these things are, like, looked down upon now. If you're, like, a confident, strong man, they're like, what are you, a racist, sexist, xenophobe? And you're like, what? Why? I don't know. You can't even go on a date anymore without some passive-aggressive feminist with a blog being like, Aziz Ansari, I'm so mad because, I was trying to use him for his money, and I went on a date with him, and I took all these pictures with him, and we did oral on each other, and then, I don't know, I just got mad, and now I'm going to blame. It's like, what? This all escalated so quickly. This is why Trump won. Do we need to look at it again? It's 4 guys, grown men with their hands in their pockets. And that's fine. If you want to do that, if you want to all stand hand in hand, looking like the Brady Bunch with your hand down someone else's pants, I'm all for that. I sexually, spiritually, I'm open-minded. Do you. Have fun. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If that's your thing, go wild. Try every sexual experiment on the planet. I'm not here to stop you. But why in the world would you think it's a good idea to just demonize every strong man? Of course we need weak men in the world, and we need demasculated men. We need men who look like women. But guess what? This might be a crazy controversial thing to say, but I'm just going to say it. We also need real men too, because if every man is a non-assertive beta male, the triumph of the beta males, we're not going to be able to repopulate. We're going to, not survive if we don't have any. If everyone was a beta male, that's what they're trying to make. The whole United States is beta males. Meanwhile, in other countries, there's crazy people that are repopulating at a rate of 10 to 1, and you have beta male cucks. I'm not calling them cucks as a mean term. These are terms that they give themselves in CNN and on the thing. They think it's a good idea. Oh, don't say anything about those mean people that are repopulating on 9 to 1 and want to kill me and would throw me off a building. That's hate speech, but every man should be a beta male so we don't repopulate, and everybody else repopulates faster, and then they come to our country and then they throw off us buildings. That's what we want. Be a beta male. Give your wives and your girlfriends up to other guys, send inquiries to other people and be like, I'm demasculated, I'm not assertive, and my woman's more attracted to guys who are assertive and have male tendencies, so will you sleep with my wife? Do that thing, but don't intervene your weirdo weakness into politics in a way that's like, anyone that disagrees with me is racist, anyone that disagrees with me is sexist, Donald Trump is the worst person in the world. Why did Donald Trump win? I don't know. You have a bunch of beta males with their hands in their pockets promoting a woman who is possibly one of the most extreme, diabolical people of this century. And then you wonder why you lose. And then you blame me. And then you blame people in Middle America. And then you blame like random families in Texas. Like, it's their fault that they didn't want to vote for the Pocket Beta boys and Hillary Clinton, who, you know, has used her foundation to receive foreign donations and local donations and sold uranium to Russia and walked over to Libya and just killed the African, you know, progressive leader of Libya. Now there's slavery. I wonder why people would be turned off on that. I wonder why they don't want a bunch of beta males with hands in their pockets sitting behind PR teams watching the Oscars. It just seems so pathetic. And you're talking to someone, I'm having fun now. I like comedy too. I'm the nicest, most open-minded person. I don't make fun of people. You know, gay, trans, whatever, you know, freaky, sexually, do the thing. But like at a certain point, it just becomes like too much. You watch the Oscars, or I watched the opening speech on YouTube just to get a gauge of what's going on. It was the most pathetic, sad, like, it's just like a bent over turtle, just like, I'm Jimmy Kimmel, and I'm just so sorry that I'm a man, and like, every year he gets more beta. He's just like, I know I'm an alpha male, and I have a wife, and I'm a man, and I'm just so apologetic for being a man. We ruin everything. It's all guys' fault. There should be a woman. The women should win all the awards, and look at all the minorities. Congratulations, Jordan Peele minority. It's like, first of all, that sounds racist. Jordan Peele is a genius. He's a great comedian, and he's one of the brightest minds in Hollywood. You don't have to degrade everybody by like making their gender and you know, race a thing all the time. Just like give them the award because they're better than you. You don't have to cuck over and be like, oh, I'm so sorry for my existence. I'm so sorry for what my ancestors didn't do. My grandparents worked in factories. They didn't sail over on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. If yours did, Jimmy Kimmel or other people, you know, you can apologize for them, but you don't have to blame all these white people. You know, a lot of people came from Ireland and their parents were enslaved, and they're like, oh, it's blame the white people. It's like, we just got out of slavery, damn it, and we came to the U.S. for a better life. Now we're getting blamed for everything because beta male pocket boys are running rampant in the media. This is who runs Huffington Post. This is who owns Vox. This is who owns the Facebook the Facebook news section. That's who runs the Twitter news section. If you wonder why everything's so lopsided, it's because pocket beta males are running rampant and weirdo feminists who are like ridiculous and just want to destroy civilization because I guess they want to make way for an ideology that doesn't even want them to exist. I guess that's the new trend. It's like, well, if you don't like people who kill African leaders and you don't like an ideology that doesn't even want me to survive, then you're a sexist, bigot, xenophobic, and racist. All right. Listen to your dad, okay, beta males? Listen to your dad, feminist. You're doing too much. You went to school. They trained you to be a communist. You know, they told you America was bad, even though the founding fathers basically, you know, put in a thing to get rid of slavery, and we're one of the most free societies ever, and Arabs and Africans were enslaving people for thousands of years. I understand that your liberal teacher didn't teach you this because they wanted you to hate yourself, and, you know, Hollywood Reporter and CNN and Vox and Huffington Post and Newsweek, they told you that it's cool to hate yourself and it's cool to take pills. I'm not making this stuff up. You log into Twitter and literally the main story is like, be a beta male and take more pills. I'm not even joking. Like, it is funny, but I'm not joking. I literally log into Facebook and Twitter, and that's what they tell you in the Twitter news section. They say, be a pocket male beta boy. If you're not a pocket male beta boy and you don't want other people to sleep with your girlfriend, and if you do, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing if that's what you're into. What I am saying is we need some real men. Everyone can't be a beta male cuck, because then who's gonna sleep with the girlfriends if everyone's a beta male cuck? I mean, someone has to be a real man, and you can't demonize all the men. You log into Twitter and they're like, be a beta male, and if you're not a beta male, if you don't bend over, then you are a racist, sexist, xenophobic bigot, because we need open borders. We shouldn't have a travel ban because we should just bring in people with an ideology that wants to throw us off buildings. We shouldn't look at the wars. We should ignore Libya. Words matter more than actions. My feelings matter more than facts. And take more pills because it's really, really good for you. And anyone that says otherwise is crazy. They're Alex Jones. I'm not making this up. This is why I even broadcast. If not, I would be on a beach somewhere, working in an office, or playing soccer, or rapping. Who knows? Maybe I'd have a successful rap career. Maybe not. I don't know. But I wouldn't even be here if this wasn't the way the world is. If the world wasn't, and I don't care if people are like this. I don't care. Dress like this. Put your hands in your pockets. I go to West Hollywood, you know, and people say, Anomaly, I love your videos. I'm not against being gay. I'm not against being trans. I'm not against any of that. I love the gay community, and I support anybody who's gay. It takes a lot of courage to come out in such a crazy society and say you're gay when you are. But my gay friends don't act like Twitter news. They don't say take more pills and vote for Hillary Clinton and put your hand in other people's pockets, although that does happen. But at what point do they understand that not everyone wants to be like that? I just don't know at what point they'll self-reflect and look in the mirror. Because that's what all my live streams are about. I'm not saying you have to be an alpha male if you want to be a beta male. If you want to drink soy and you want to put your hand in other people's pockets, you know, if you want to do that, that's fine. But you can't ruin everything under the sun just because you want to be a beta male. Everyone doesn't want to be a beta male. I don't want to be a beta male. Maybe, you know, for a night I'll relax and, you know, be calm and stuff. I'm calm all the time. I'm actually really nice. I could probably be mistaken for a beta male because I'm so nice sometimes and so laid back and I'm so chill that I don't need other people's approval. You know, sometimes people are like, you're boring because you don't talk about yourself all the time. It's because I'm truly confident. I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. There's a lot of fake arrogant alpha males. I'm not a big fan of like super alpha males because a lot of super alpha males, they're truly weak inside. You know, the ones that are screaming all the time, they annoy me more than the beta males. I'd rather you just be a beta male than be a screaming alpha male. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a beta or an alpha male, but what I am saying is not everyone wants to do that. So why does Twitter, Facebook, why do all of the social medias, why do all of the politicians, like besides Donald Trump, think it's a good idea to push that type of stuff, push for open borders? I'm not making this up. Find me a beta boy Trump hater who makes sense when it comes to border security or travel security. You talk to them, why is it bad? Oh, it's racist and sexist. How is it racist? Chuck Schumer said it 2 years ago. Now he's crying on television. Why is it racist now? Because he said it. Honestly, this seems to be a trend. People don't like the blunt truth. People like to be showered with lies. So if someone comes with the blunt truth, hey man, there's a lot of stuff going on, there's criminals, we need to put a border. Oh, you can't handle it. So you want someone to lie to you. You want someone to cry on television, tell you it's good to be a beta boy, and then you grow up and realize it's not the greatest thing. Everyone can't be an alpha male. You know, that's why I don't make fun of people. They made fun of themselves. I didn't bring this upon them. They literally took this picture. What did they think was going to happen? With 4 of their hands in their pockets, looking like, you know, Mark Zuckerberg on opioids. I mean, come on. Is Mark Zuckerberg on opioids? It's Keanu Reeves if he took, you know, too many pharmacy pills. I just don't have the time to, you know, be this funny all the time. I got other things to do. But I just want to let people know, don't blame me for Trump winning. Don't blame Trump for Trump winning. Don't blame middle America for Trump winning. Don't blame conservatives for Trump winning. Don't blame liberal or whatever. Blame this culture, because these are the people. They walk into Google, they walk into all these news organizations, hand in hand with their hands in their pockets, sometimes directly into their pants, and they walk in single file form every morning. They walk, you know, pocket in pocket, just left, right, like military soldiers, except not military, like beta military soldiers, just hand in each other's pockets. They walk in unison, they walk into Google, they walk into all the tech companies. They are triumphing. They're crushing it at tech. And that's great. We need really smart people at tech. We need kind people as well. I'm all for the kindness. But they walk in and they get in the board meeting and they're like, how do we destroy masculinity? How do we destroy every alpha male? How can we ruin America? How can we support a woman who killed the leader of Libya and left slave trade and organ harvesting to flourish? How do we tell everybody if they disagree and they don't like Hillary Clinton that they're racist and sexist and xenophobic? How do we delete Alex Jones? How do we censor out all the negativity? How do we be mean to everybody but then pretend like we don't like meanness? How do we do all this stuff? And they're all like, here we are, sir. And then there's a bunch of feminists everywhere and they're just like, we're going to delete every conspiracy theory off the internet so there's nothing but beta boys everywhere in the world. And you're just like, what? This all escalated so fast. I don't care if you're beta, but you can't destroy masculinity. You can't destroy America because you're a beta. That's not how these things work. You can't call the NRA terrorists when you support literal politicians who literally fund terrorists. It doesn't work like that. You can't call innocent people who believe in gun rights terrorists when the politicians that you support lie to you on TV because beta boys drink up the lies like soy. They're like, shower me with lies. Ooh, Trump said mean words about Libya and Haiti. Let's listen to words and let's not even pay attention to what actually happens there. Yay, yay, liberalism. I just don't understand. This is the most mind-boggling cover I've ever seen. Because my friend sent it to me. And I was like, dude, there's no way this is real. There's no way. And he's just like, dude, just Google it. I don't have time, for your questions. Google it. And I'm like, I know, I see it's real, but I can't believe it's real. This looks like something that someone would Photoshop to make fun of somebody. Same when CNN was like, cuckolding could be good for your relationship. It's like, I saw CNN put it out, but I thought it was a parody at first, because I think everything's a parody. I'm living in a parody world. Either I'm really mad because it's all backwards, or I'm just laughing at the stupidity. With this, why? That's not, I don't even know. And I would be fine with this if this was just this, whatever. I would laugh at it for a second, and then I'd move on. But it's not funny in the sense, these people are trying to destroy everything. Nothing that they say. I could sit down with any of these people, have a debate, probably crush them on every single topic, but they would never do that because their PR team would tell them, oh, that's not a good look. It's better to just sit in an echo chamber and read scripts and pretend like you're someone else on TV. Remember, people don't like you for who you are. People like you because you pretend to be someone else cooler on television. They're like, you're right. I won't show my true colors. And they're, F Trump. And they're like, relax. They're like, no, it's good. You could say F Trump. You don't have to have a personality. You don't have to make sense. You don't have to be honest. You don't have to be accurate. You don't have to be fair. You don't have to be nice as long as you hate Trump. So don't be yourself. Just hate Trump on Twitter. And then, read your script and pretend to be the cool guy on TV. We'll make you cool. We'll dress you up. We'll put makeup on you. We'll film you. We'll edit the film. Don't worry. You don't really have to be cool. We'll make you cool. We'll put your hand in other people's pockets and they will love you on Twitter. They will eat it up. I just don't understand. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to have fun. I mean, is comedy illegal yet? I'm not quite sure. Because most of the time I don't do comedy because I realize how low level it has become. But comedy is the next thing to go. Because yes, comedy is offensive and comedy is honest. And those are two things that people don't like. What is a beta male? Straight off Wikipedia. Beta male, or simply beta, is a term for men perceived as weak or emasculated. The term has been frequently used in the manosphere. Beta frequently applies to men who are associated with feminism or men who are not assertive, particularly with women. So, is that really what we want to prioritize? I'm all for being nicer to people. I'm all for being nice to weak people. But this is like a communist agenda that is taking over. And I'm not saying that to exaggerate. I'm saying it seriously. I never thought it until a couple weeks ago. I'm like, okay, these people are just full communists. Communist is this idea. They make everybody weak, and then they think somehow it's going to make everybody strong. I'm not exaggerating. This is what they do. They're like, well, if we take away everybody's stuff and we give it to everyone else, it'll just make everyone strong. The ideology doesn't work. Translate it to something like, if you have a friend who doesn't want to help himself, you could never help them. Help yourself to help others. You could try to help somebody, but if they don't want to help themselves, They're never going to help themselves. Everyone has a friend or 2 friends or 10 friends that you can't help because they don't want to help themselves. And if you gave up all your life and you gave up all your money and you give it to the wrong person, not only are they not going to succeed, but you're not going to succeed. So this ideology doesn't make sense. It'll never work because that's how the world works. I have 50 friends that I would love to help, but I can't help everybody. And if I give everything I have to everyone else, now I don't have it and they squander it. Everyone ruins. This is communism. And this is what they want everyone to think is okay. Hey, let's make everyone weak. Let's make everyone a beta male. Let's not repopulate as they're repopulating 10-1 in other countries and they want to destroy Western civilization. Let's let those people come in and call everybody racist, sexist, and xenophobic when they don't want to do it. Let's have open borders so the United States turns into Mexico, even though people from Mexico come to the United States because they want to be in the United States and not Mexico. Let's call everyone racist, sexist, and xenophobic who disagree with us, even the millions of Latinos who never get on television because they don't fit along with the mainstream media narrative. And then we'll raise the taxes and that'll make everything A-okay. No, that won't make everything A-okay. That just leaves people looking like this with a confused weirdo face, wondering why they have their hands in each other's pockets, wondering why, they hang out with girls all the time, they pander to girls all the time, they do everything for girls. They're like, do this for me, do that for me, pay this for me, buy me this, buy me that, buy me that. And at the end of the day, she goes and sleeps with somebody else because she doesn't like a beta male. It doesn't work like that. And I'm not saying everyone could be a manly man, like everyone has to do their thing, but you're not allowed to destroy Western civilization just because you think weakness is cool, okay? It's cool to be weak if you're trying to level up and people are helping you and we're reaching down, helping others. That's fine. It's cool if you have a disability and a disorder and you overcome and you make power moves anyway. Weakness is cool in that sense. Yes, it's cool to be weak. It's not bad to be weak. I mean, everyone has a weakness. What is true weakness? What is strength? Stevie Wonder can't see, but he can play the piano. What taketh away, giveth as well. You know what I'm saying? What you don't have, you make up for in another category. So if you lose your sight or you lose your arms and your legs, you become a savant and you have a perspective that no one else. Weakness is cool in that sense. God bless anybody going through trials and tribulations. But it's not cool to just turn the whole United States into cuckoldery, being like, I'm sorry for being a man. Oh, I feel so guilty. And then Jimmy Kimmel doesn't realize you're next under the bus. And the beta boys, you're next. If beta boys are successful with their political agenda, they will be run over by an ideology that wants to destroy Western civilization, that hates gay people, that hates betas especially. I mean, you're the opposite of what they want, but you spend your whole life protecting people who want to kill you. And the people that want to save you, you think are just so mean. And for people like Jimmy Kimmel, like I say, it's all love. But don't you understand? This mentality is a race to the bottom. It is destroying everything until you're next. You're never going to make it, Jimmy Kimmel, being a beta male, bending over to other people, because you're next on the chopping block, okay? Oh, I'm Jimmy. You're never going to host again, Jimmy Kimmel. They're already complaining on Twitter, all the beta males who walk into Twitter's advertising section with their hands in their pockets. They're already saying, well, mixed reviews about Jimmy Kimmel's speech because he's a man. Shouldn't we let a woman do it? You're next, Jimmy Kimmel. Wake up. You're not going to thrive in this beta male, weakness society because you're next on the chopping block. You're a man. You're a white, rich man, Jimmy Kimmel. You're next. They don't even want you to host next year. These people are guys. So you could cuck out, so you're like lower on the scale, but you're going to be next. Of course, alpha males will be next, then Jimmy Kimmel. Eventually, it's going to come to betas, and you're next. You guys are next on the chopping block because you're a man. You end up like Aziz Ansari. You're super nice, you're super polite, just trying to get it when you can. And you get thrown under the bus by some super fanatic feminist who, literally like walks around in see-through clothing with all her, stuff hanging out, which is fine, but then wonders why guys hit on her. It's like, I wonder why guys like me, even though I'm just, flexing out. It's like if I walk around in a bathing suit and a t-shirt on, and no shirt on, I know why people are looking at me. I know why girls might think a certain way. It's because I'm walking around with my shirt off. It's like people act like they don't know. They're like, I wonder why Aziz Ansari wanted to text me when I gave him my number and I flirted with him all week and I went to dinner with him and I'm taking all these pictures and I gave oral to him. I wonder why he thought that I would want to have sex with him. It's like, what? This all happens so fast. You could be a feminist and you could be pro-woman and not be a rapist. I strongly hope that nobody's raping anybody, but there's a difference between being a rapist and like a normal conversation with a super pseudo-feminist who's like out of control because she reads Twitter and hangs out with beta boys all the time who do everything for her, and then they pretend like they're just friends, but they really probably want to have sex. They just don't want to say it because they're afraid you're going to send them to the Hollywood Reporter. So they bend over every year, they drink more soy, they put their hands further in each other's pockets, and in 10 years, this is what you have. This is where we are. And I say this out of kindness because I don't care if everyone can't be a super strong man. And like I said, alpha men annoy me too. Like the ones who just scream all the time. It's like, shut up. Alpha men are super annoying. Honestly, alpha men are more annoying than beta males. So I'm not trying to be, mean to people who are weaker or whatever. Alpha men are annoying too. Oh, I'm the best. Blah, blah, blah. Look at me at the party. Yeah, shut up. No, you're annoying too. We get it. You need to make a big scene. But you can't destroy Western civilization. You're not allowed to destroy America. You're not allowed to call people terrorists and call everybody racist, sexist, and xenophobic just because they're a normal man or a woman who's not weak. The weak people are like crabs in a bucket, and that's what I'm trying to wake people up to. I am nice, I am kind, I am fair, but I am not trying to drag down the entire civilization because of my flaws. Oh, you can't be there. Kim Kardashian shouldn't be on the cover because she's not Indian. Oh, that's a man right there. Oh, this woman shouldn't be that. These girls shouldn't work there because I don't want them to wear this clothing. Next thing you know, all of Western civilization is destroyed because of your cuckoldry. You could be a cuck, but you shouldn't be on Twitter, deciphering legislation. Unless you're like an intelligent cuck. But I don't see any. Where are they at? Where are the cucks who don't act like that? They're not on Hollywood Reporter. I'm sure there's people that like Trump that are like that, but then they get yelled at too. It's like, you're a racist, sexist, xenophobe, and everybody is terrible that doesn't agree with open borders. And I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. There's really not much left to say. This would be fine. This is okay. There's nothing wrong with this. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with this. I'm not the type of person who looks at that and says, there's something profoundly wrong with that, and we need all alpha males, and everybody needs to be armed, and we need guns in the hands of every children, and this is not okay. We can't have men putting hands in. I don't care. Put your hand in someone's pocket if you want. Put your hand in another guy's pants if you want. Dance if you want. You know what I'm saying? Smile if you want. I'm not that type of person. I'm not saying to not be a beta male, but what I'm saying is this is the culture that they're forcing onto people. This is the culture that they force on Twitter and on Facebook and on Snapchat and on YouTube. Half of me doesn't care. More girls for me. If I go out, it's not that hard because everybody's acting like that with their hands in their pockets and I'm, having a good time. So on one hand, I'm like, okay, fine, that's fine. I go to a city and all the girls are like, oh my God, thank you, a guy that's not a beta male. So it's not a terrible thing. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, wow, these guys are really getting influence in tech and in the media, and they're running rampant on all the social media, and they're, everywhere. They're all over the planet, like, destroying everything. So it's like, I'm not saying, and alpha males destroy too, people who want to start wars and stuff. It's not all beta males' fault. That's not what I'm saying. Like I said, alpha males are annoying. There's plenty of strong men that do dumb stuff. But what I am saying is it's like a dominant culture. It's like 95% of the media is trying to say, act like this, be weak. If you're weak, it's cool. If you're weak, it's cool. And then if there's like a strong, confident person, they want to destroy you. They want to destroy themselves. They want to destroy the confident man. They want to destroy the confident woman. They want to destroy America, with many flaws, one of the greatest civilizations ever. They want to destroy Western civilization, but they don't know it. They think this weird culture is going to work for them. Like Jimmy Kimmel thinks for some reason in 5 years, he's going to be the talk of the town. If this continues, it's a downward spiral. I'm not saying to not help people, but this culture is a downward trend. It's downward. Be weaker, be weaker. Oh, you're too strong. You're too strong. Give me that, give me that, give me that. You're too strong, you're too strong. It's a communist mindset. It's a Marxist mindset. It's what elites and countries like Russia, when they want to do ideological subversion on the United States, that's what they do to people. They put their hands in their pockets and do that because it's an easy way to control you. If you can get everybody to think that all common sense is racist, sexist, and xenophobic, and if you can get everyone to think that weakness is good, it's the easiest way to get more tax money from you. It's the easiest way to take over an entire civilization. If you can dumb down people like that, you can dumb down beta boys so they're like, let's take away guns and let's destroy the First Amendment. I mean, they don't even have to come and take you over because you're enslaving yourself. You're like, destroy the First Amendment, destroy the Second Amendment, let's censor the whole internet so the freedom of speech is non-existent. Let's destroy everything and let's bring in a leader that does a bunch of stuff and we won't pay attention to it as long as they lie to us on television, and we'll take more tax dollars, we'll take more of your money, we'll have more government control, we'll have more regulations, we'll have it so you can't even walk without being taxed. And everything will be perfect. It'll be great. We'll have all the money, and then we'll give it to everybody, and we'll spread it around. There'll be no more homeless people, and we're just going to be the best country ever. There's going to be no wars, and we're gonna plant a lot of trees. It's going to be perfect. I get it, because I'm a very peace-loving person. I believe in peace. I think we will achieve it eventually, and I want to see that happen in the world. But being a beta extremist liberalist is not a fast track to peace and love. It's a fast track to communism. It's a fast track to getting completely obliterated on a global scale. It's a fast track to hell. And I don't care, on a final word, if people put out magazines like this. Beta, it doesn't bother me. Be gay, be trans, be beta, be alpha, do whatever. Just be a nice person and don't bother me. And I don't care. But when this is the culture that they're forcing onto people, and they say, if you don't want this, you're a terrible person. If you don't believe in this, you're a terrible person. It's not okay. It's not normal. It's not helpful. It's not natural. It's not fair. It's not honest. It's not accurate. Nothing about it's real. Nothing about it's true. Nothing about it's that great. If you're going to, celebrate the beta male, why not celebrate the confident men and women once in a while who don't have the victim mentality? Because this world will be changed by a bunch of people that overcome obstacles. You know what I'm saying? Those are the greatest people in the world. They overcame, the worst things. They overcame poverty. They overcame war. They overcame oppression. And they made something magical happen because they were strong mentally. And that's how they used to condition people, to be strong. You got to be strong. It's a cold world. Be as strong as possible. You might not be strong at every time, but be strong mentally. That's how you beat diseases. Be strong. That's how you beat a physical illness that they say you can't walk again. You're strong. You beat it. I see the people do it all the time. Strength is okay. It's good to be positive and optimistic. It's not really that good to have a victim mentality. And every social media, every politician that's not Donald Trump, pretty much all the Democrats, all of the progressives, they have this victim mentality. Even truth-telling progressives who are honest and they're like, yeah, the wars are bad and Russia's not a real hack or whatever. They're still like, oh, racial pandering and weakness. It's like, no. At a certain point, it doesn't work. Socialism isn't going to work because you can't help someone that doesn't help themselves. And if you drag everybody else down to try to uplift others, everyone's not going to be lifted up. That type of mentality, you don't go to the highest person, you end up falling to the weakest person. So we can't destroy our entire civilization because of weak people. That's not how it works. That's not what America was founded on. That's why we've invented everything, and that's why we've created everything, and that's why we're doing really well, besides the fact that we have a massive military that no one can mess with us. It was our Constitution and little laws that we have, like we don't have hate speech laws like other places. This is what makes America American successful. Yes, we can be better. We can stop being so rude and mean, but no, we don't have to all be beta males, and beta males are not triumphing. Like Hollywood Reporter says, Beta males are the reason that Trump won. Crazy feminists are the reason that Trump won. This is why Trump keeps winning. This is why there's a far-right movement. If you keep putting your hands in your pocket and thinking it's going to stop Trump, I have a rude awakening for you. You're empowering Trump. You're empowering the far right. Last year, you would have asked me, I would have been like, left-leaning everything. Democrats are better than Republicans. This year, I'm like, the left is out of control. There are a bunch of beta boys and crazy feminists that are trying to tear down everything. I'm sorry, but you're empowering everything that you're trying to stop. All of these ideas that you have in your head, they're fine on a micro scale, but on a macro scale, and when it comes to government and politics and how the world really works, it's simply not going to work no matter how many covers you're on, no matter how many people you try to delete and silence and ban. So all I'm asking for is a little bit of equality and balance. This is something that they should be very familiar with. Stop indoctrinating our kids in this cultural Marxism society where they're telling everyone to be beta boys. It's annoying. I've spoken on this enough. I mean, come on. That looks like a parody. That looks like something that someone does as a joke. This is like, man, I'm going to clown them and I'm going to Photoshop that. That's not Photoshopped. And it's hilarious, but it's not. It wouldn't be a bad thing if it was just like a one in the middle. This is like everything. They're trying to beta-fy the whole world. And it's not going to work. Someone needs to be an alpha. If you're going to put your hands in their pockets, someone needs to put a hand in girls' pockets, because they're going to get lonely, and then they're going to feel jealous, and then they're going to destroy you. I got to go. I wasn't even trying to be here right now, but I couldn't help myself with this cover. A lot on my mind, a lot in my heart, and it's all for the better. I'm not trying to be mean, but at what point do you stop hating on Trump, and do you look in the mirror and realize, hey, you know what? Maybe everyone shouldn't be like me. Maybe we need some other people. Maybe we need some people with common sense and decency. Maybe we need some people that are strong, that want to like be successful, as opposed to us who just read scripts and think everything's going to be okay if everybody just weaks and cucks over. It's not going to work like that. Sorry. Thank you guys. Much love. I'm going to put my links below. Hopefully this is my last video unless something else weird happens today.